Myself Dr.A.Vaniprabha, Associate Professor working in a SNS College of Engineering in AC department. Today lecture series is on the continuation of the previous lecture, classification of systems. In the previous lecture, we were discussing about the determination of any kind of system as a linear or non-linear or time variant or invariant. Today, in our session, we are going to discuss about causality, static and dynamic, memory and memoryless system. Right? What a causal system is? Any system whose output depends upon the present input at that time is simply named as a causal system. That is, the system that does not depend on the previous and past information. The system which depends only on the present input is known as a causal system. The causal system can be realized for present situations alone, whereas the non-causal system cannot be realized in real time. The next is static and dynamic system. A system is said to be a static system whose input decides the present output. It does not carry the previous information or the previous results or whatever the things happened at past times. It depends only on the present values. At present, whatever the system receives as input, only that input is processed and given as the output. All the static systems are named as memoryless system because it does not have the information about the previous situation. The output of the system at any time of the input depends only on the present values or the inputs applied at that particular time or at the present time is known as static system. Examples of static systems, we can simply say that all the electrical circuits, particularly the circuit that obeys Ohm's law, all those comes under the static system. For example, the current through any closed circuit particularly depends upon the voltage applied at that time. And next is a diode circuit. We are verifying the voltage current characteristics of a diode. That circuit is simply a static circuit, and it is a best example for a static system. Next one is the amplifier circuit with a resistive feedback. Why? Because the resistors are not the memory elements. It does not store any energy. It simply conveys or carries current through the circuit. Based on the resistance value, the value of the current is either increased or decreased. The value of the voltage is either increased or decreased. Based upon the resistance value, the voltage drops across the circuit. So there is no memory elements involved in this amplifier circuit with resistive elements alone, right? Next is sample and hold circuits. And finally, the rectifier circuits. Rectifier circuits only meant for the particular voltage given as an input to the bridge circuit, whereas that voltage alone is rectified and converted into pulsating DC. So these are some certain examples of the static system. So next is the dynamic system. What a dynamic is? As the name itself implies, it is time to time varying parameter. In this type of system, the output completely depends upon the present and future inputs, and also the past inputs. So not only the output depend on the present value, it also depends on the future and the past values. Therefore, this kind of dynamic system is also known as memory system. Any system with memory elements can be called as a memory system or a dynamic system. All kind of continuous time systems can be realized or described with the help of a differential equation as a mathematical representation. Similarly, any kind of discrete time system or any kind of discrete time dynamic system can be realized mathematically with the help of a difference equation. Some examples of dynamic systems are RC circuit, LC circuit, RLC circuit, all these kind of resonance circuits and operational amplifier, feedback, oscillators, everything can be classified as a dynamic system. Why? Because in all these elements, only if any circuit has been designed with the resistors alone, then it is a memoryless circuit. Whereas if any circuit is designed with the help of either inductor or a capacitor, or both a combination of inductance and capacitance, then that is a circuit with a memory. Why? Because inductance and capacitance are storage devices, whereas the inductor stores energy in the form of magnetic field, whereas the capacitor stores energy in the form of electrostatic field, right? Therefore, these circuits are the best examples for a dynamic system. The next one is the stable system. Any system is said to be stable if it satisfies the condition of BIBO stability. BIBO stability is nothing but a bounded input and a bounded output. It is simply a stable system. The output of the stable system, we cannot predict the output of any system, and it is not also ensured that the output of a stable system has to be a stable output. Without any reasons, the output can be unstable, because the examples for a stable systems are low pass filter, operational amplifier, voltage regulator circuit, or any other power supply, and transistor circuit with no stability conditions. All these are best examples for a stable system. Next is unstable system. The system that does not satisfy the condition for BIBO stability is called as unstable system. There is no assurance for bounded input has to produce a bounded output. Sometimes the system which does not produce bounded output for a given bounded input shall be termed as an unstable system. A system is unstable even if the bounded input generates an unbounded output, right? Some examples of an unstable system are operational amplifier, that is differential circuit at higher frequencies, or high resonance circuits, and oscillators with excessive feedback, and the transistor circuit with no stability. So hope you understood the concept of causal and non-causal, static and dynamic, whereas stable and unstable system. Let us have a small recap of today's session. Today we have discussed about causality and non-causality. Causal system is the one in which the output depends upon the present input alone, whereas non-causal system, the output depends upon present and past inputs. What about a static system? A static system is the one which does not have any memory elements, whereas the dynamic system involves memory elements, and also it depends upon the present input along with the past and future inputs. And coming to stable system, the system which gives a bounded output is known as a stable system. It obeys the BIBO stability condition, whereas unstable system is the one in which even if the input is bounded, the output shall not be a bounded one, it may be unbounded. So that kind of systems are named as unstable system, right? Hope you understood today's session. Thank you for listening, students. Thank you. We'll meet again in the next video. Thank you.